Oh, yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Reed. What up, B?
What up, my man? I cannot wait for this episode. We are back. Let's get it, man.
Man, I just want to say, man, it's been a pleasure rock with you this whole, summer season.
No doubt.
Um, we was outside at Bro Day, you know what I'm saying? Got a chance to catch up with our guest tonight, our guest this afternoon, which we'll be watching the interview, sit down interview you had with him, which I thought was awesome, man. All in person. So we just evolving, man. We just evolving all the way, brother.
Yeah, man. Interviewing outside in the elements, roller coaster,
That's
constant
a
game
fact.
was awesome.
That's a fact. So let's get this thing started. Yeah, let's go.
Finish your breakfast. Finish your breakfast. Finish your breakfast. Finish. 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 Finish your breakfast. Finish. Finish your breakfast. Finish your breakfast.
All right, man. We're gonna jump right into this, man. First of all, I'd like to welcome everyone that's watching to the season finale of Inside the EYBL with yours truly, Glenn Pooh Harding, and my co-host.
Brian Reichert.
This is how we do, man. This is how we do Inside the EYBL, man. Look, it's been a amazing session
Really,
all
yeah.
throughout the AAU season, man. We've seen some guys put their name in the top rankings, some guys who wasn't ranked that was able to elevate themselves. And I was able to see guys from the top 100 camp do their thing who, maybe was on the radar, on the cusp of being one of the top players to being that guy. So, man, it's been a joy to watch from my end.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was gonna be my first question. Is what do you think of the session and just the overall year of the UIBL? Because as a fan, over the years, I've definitely watched Peach Jam from afar and followed along. But it was pretty incredible. You could watch almost every game was being streamed, and it was just so well done. And it continues to prove that this league is just like the minor leagues for college and the NBA, and so many scouts got to see all these players, and really the guys who were the guys in the NBA top 100 camp were the guys in Peach Jam. I mean, it was like the same kind of characters stepping up and really solidifying themselves at the top of their classes, whether they're in 2026, 2027, and 2028. I mean, these guys really balled out, and some major star-studded teams came home champions, man.
Man, it was, man. It was. I just want to go over a few teams, and we can just talk about the few teams and the
Yeah.
different standings throughout the EYBL sessions. All right. Starting with the 17U. What can we say about Team Takeover and the things that they was doing all summer long?
Yeah.
They finished in their division 14-1. Along with the Wrens and Oakland Soldiers. But let's start with Team Takeover and all the
Yeah.
things that they brought to the table.
I really thought Team Takeover was going to be one of those teams in the final. I mean, they looked so strong throughout each session. I mean, they have my favorite, probably overall offensive player in the class, Caden Samuels. I mean, just an absolute bucket. The kid's tremendous, and they really play well around him. I mean, they had so many good pieces. So many kids got scholarship offers from that team. They're coached really well. I mean, they were impressive every single time saw them play, and I wasn't surprised to see them at the top of the standings.
Yeah, and what can we say about the New York Rens, man? They really represented New York well, man. They was solid all the way through. And look, they finished how they started off, right? And they just continue to go all the way to the final game. They fell short, but look, they went, they got their name solidified as definitely one of the top programs in the country again, and keeping New York on the map, man.
Yeah, I thought it was awesome, man. The New York Reds were probably the team of the summer, honestly, in the EYBL. I mean, I know Pooh that you're locked in the EYBL, but with Made, they played in an early event really early on, and they struggled. They got kind of embarrassed, and they kind of said, you know what, we're going to reshuffle, we're going to figure it out, we're going to get everything together. We'll take the beating now, and we'll get it ready by the time we get to Peach Jam. And they just stayed hot. So many great New Yorkers, the big man Hines, reclass, committed to Seton Hall. Josiah Jervis exploding into like a top 25 player. I mean, talk about how great he's been this all season. I mean, Pooh, schools like Florida, Michigan State, Texas, these aren't schools that offer kids in New York. I mean, it's absolutely stunning.
Man, I could go back to my preseason run visit at Stepinac and just watching him,
Yeah.
in their early runs and seeing how well he have developed from one year to the next. And I said he made the greatest jump out of any player in New York City from one year to the next during that span. And he didn't prove me wrong. Not at all. He didn't prove me wrong at all. And I'm not surprised that he's, one of the top players in the country, top 25. And we called them Power 5, right? The whole year, because we knew that's where he was heading, man. So salute to Josiah Jervis.
Yeah, and he's back another year. I mean, he's just been an absolute superstar, really bumping his stock. And I also wanted to shout out guys like Javon Webb, really stepping up, Scanlon, and Jordan Skyers, who continues to impress all summer. He's playing in every event. He's definitely a big-time player, too. And their entire coaching staff, Oz, all those guys deserve so much credit because the Reds really went on a magical run this year. They really had a perfect summer, besides coming up just short.
Definitely. Is Mr. Webb coming back? The Scanlon, is he coming back?
I mean, listen, I'm sure every place in the country, every little school could be calling him left and right to try and pull him somewhere. But he was at team camp. He looked super strong. I mean, if he comes back, he's the lock for an all league selection. I mean, he might be an MVP candidate.
Yeah, if he comes back, that's definitely a place we need
Talk
to go
about
visit.
that jump. A guy who was averaging like 7 to 9 points a game at one point during the year. I mean, and then just started to ascend and take off and showed he could do it against EYBL competition. Just very impressive stuff. And that's why he's got some D1 offers already.
And this is why you do what you need to do during the off season so you could bring that extra attention to yourself, because we knew who he was, but he really wasn't on our radar. And now he's definitely on our radar and someone that we need to check out.
Yeah, and I mean, listen, we cover the league. That's how
right.
it is. I mean, a guy like that to go to the fly under the radar, but and we got to talk about the next team on the list, Pooh, because they were dangerous all summer. I mean, they were killing people.
Oakland Soldiers, man.
Right? I really thought that they were going to be the team also right there at the top, maybe in that championship game. I mean, Jason Crow is unbelievable. And for him to commit to Missouri and be their highest recruit they've got in years. I mean,
since Derek Chivas. This is probably their greatest recruit since Derek Chivas, honestly.
Crazy, right? Crazy.
Listen, look, it shows that you can have the top players in the country, which they had 2 of them.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 1 and maybe number 2 or 3, but definitely top 5 in the country and not win it all.
Yeah.
So it shows you even we talk about the individual talents in the EYBL, but you have to come with a team, and everyone have to be solidified in their positions to carry you to the next level.
And listen, it's not like a Cooper Flag thing, like Tyrann Stokes is incredible. I mean, people rave about this kid. I think he's a superb talent, but he's piled up some losses. It just shows you it's a team game. Guys can't really dominate and separate. He could have a fantastic game. It doesn't mean his team's going to win. Even when him and Crow were playing fantastic, I mean, they still came up short, but just a great year by the Soldiers. They continue to be one of the top programs out there, and just another staff that continues to find guys to fill roles and really succeed out there. Another team, tons of offers came into that place. I mean, so awesome for the program. Definitely a big year.
Now, when we look at the next division, right? You looking at teams like Team CP3, who's always up there in the top. And then Brad Bill Elite, they were 11-4. I
Yeah,
don't think anyone was picking them to win the whole thing. And they definitely climbed their way up out of their division, being
right.
number 2 into winning the whole thing.
And think of the teams that they ran through to get there. I mean, just the fact that they had to beat one of the hottest teams, especially defensively, the Wrens, and just put it on them. I mean, they looked so good. I mean, the MVP was showing that he's the guy. I mean, he's definitely a big time D1 player, and he was, he said, "I'm gonna prove it. I'm gonna show everybody," and I can't wait to hear. I know you told me you got a little clip of him. I can't wait.
Yeah, let me just tell you, when we was down in the top 100 camp,
Yeah.
he was absolutely phenomenal.
Right? Talk,
You
Coach.
know, man, let me tell you, Coach Cal was right there because he's definitely going down to Arkansas with Coach Cal. And you just saw this guy, brawler guard, just taking all kinds of punishment, going to the hole and continuing to punish guys on the offensive end because he was in such superior shape.
Right.
And his motor was at such a high level. And not he was just a brute, but he had the skills to go with it. He could shoot the midi, he could shoot the three, but he didn't depend on the three. He punished you going to the hole and he got to the line a lot of times, man. And I knew this kid was going to be one of the best in the country. And his stock just went up and went through the roof.
Yeah, and man, he tore it up. And you're right, he's just a physical kid, and is just such a superior athlete. And like you said, he's smooth for a guy who's so strong and built. Like, he looks like a football player, but he's smooth like a basketball player. And I love his energy, and the kids around him are awesome. And also that CP3 team, man, is going to go down as one of those special teams, man. I mean, talk about the offers, the buzz, the amount of talent. I mean, the toughness they have. I love the guard Neal, the kid who's going to Oregon. They had kids getting offers from Kentucky. The kid Cole. I mean, these programs that we're mentioning are just the best of the best, and they got some of the best kids in the country.
It's something to say about these guys that play in the NBA who have these AAU teams, and not only that they're just there by name, they're there on the bench, they're there coaching and giving these guys insights, which I give credit to these guys because that puts them ahead above everybody else.
Right, and like you're a max player in the NBA, like that just has something that the kids just must be so inspired. I mean, it's such a blessing, and it's so cool that so many NBA guys have teams. I love that, and like you said, to see the guys actually involved and on the bench is just super special. But that's the type of league this is, man. Like you got to bring it.
That's right. So let's get into this interview with my guy JJ Andrews real quick.
I mean, I hope they say that I'm a winner. I mean, you can't say that I don't win, that I don't have winning qualities, and that my teammates don't have winning qualities as well. I mean, looking back 10 years from now, we're always going to remember this. And, I want them to remember that we pushed through adversity, only having 7 players, one game having 6 players, and we found a way to win. I mean,
hey, listen, this is crazy right here because these guys were able to do it 7 players, right?
Oh, we need to talk about that.
That is absolutely phenomenal right there, just within itself. We know you only need 5 to win, but you definitely, guys gonna need breathers.
Exactly.
Guys get in foul trouble. There's so many things that could go wrong, and for them to hold it together and win the whole thing with 7 players was absolutely crazy.
I was gonna say, what do you think? Like the magic number is 7 is just crazy. Like you said, a guy rolls his ankle, a guy gets in foul trouble. All right, no one's on the bench. It's like, it's
7
tough.
is cool. 8, I think, is the magic number. 8, I think you can fly with 8. Right? You're safe. Put it like this: you could play with 7, you could play with 6, but if you got 8, that's that safe space.
Yeah,
8 is that safe space.
I'm with you. I'd probably have knowing these kids today 12, but I definitely suit up. 8 to 9 guys for sure.
Oh,
7,
for sure. You
Magic
gotta
six
do it.
in an EYBL game. I mean, I'd be so stressed. I'd be shoving them every minute.
Man, you gotta do it, man. You gotta do it. Well, JJ led his team to a 75-55 win over the Wrens. I would have never thought it would have been by that much.
Yeah,
What that game was, I'm gonna tell you right now, the offensive rebounds killed the Wrens.
murdered them.
Right? These guys from Brad Bill was just crashing the boards constantly and making it hard for the Wrens. And without boxing out, you're definitely gonna lose against superior athletes.
Yeah,
You know, and then we talk about poor shot selection. Now you got to understand the game before the Wrens hit some big shots to advance, right?
Yeah.
Josiah Jervis hit some really huge shots, but then that next game in the championship, those shots wasn't falling. Now,
Yeah.
as a coach or program, you got to understand, okay, the shot that we were making the last game wasn't falling. How can we adjust our shot selection to make it better for the championship game? And I don't think they were able to do that. That's why the point spread was by so much.
Yeah, and it's hard when you kind of have your identity, and then as soon as you try and show that identity, it's just not working. It's hard to change and throw everything around, and you could tell they tried to scramble at times, changing some things up. But the JJ and his boys, had their mentality of we're gonna kill them on the glass. We're gonna try and make this a bit of a track meet, even though they have more guys than us. We're gonna try and score 70, 80 points and see if they could stop us, and we'll worry about the stops and try and make Jervis as uncomfortable as they can. And, those guys really did a good job. They got those extra possessions, those 50-50 balls. They hit some of those big shots that they needed. Almost every time you felt that Ren's little run coming, they instantly hit a big shot and kind of went on a double basket run to kind of end it. They just hit all the right buttons, man. I mean, the Rens really couldn't do anything in that second half.
Nah, not at all, man. They, again, salute to the Wrens. You had a great summer, and you got to a place that many people probably didn't think you was gonna go because everybody was talking about team takeover, right? So that definitely, and it was team takeover and everybody else, and maybe the Oakland Soldiers, right? Was everybody predictions?
Yeah. But you're right. Like the Rens, I would say before the any of the EYBL even started, was not probably projected to be the top team for coming out of New York. But they certainly were. They were super impressive. And yeah, I mean, for them to get past teams like Team Takeover and the Soldiers, they definitely surprised some people, and that's why you get one of their guys committed to Seton Hall already, and you see a bunch of these offers come in, which has been great. I think they made New York really proud, and I know Team Nike's definitely got to be impressed because they were great.
Definitely, man. Just want to look at another standout with this guy right here. What can we say about Baba, man? He's a guy just like Anderson Diaz that could have played 16 but got bumped up to 17U. His Team Durant, didn't get to the championship, but he was definitely someone that everyone was talking about all summer long.
Yeah, he's one of those guys who is going to be an absolute nightmare next year in Peach Jam. But this year he stepped up. They asked him to move up a level, and he had no problem. He was absolutely dominant on the 16U level. Showed he could 17U and be productive. And he's just one of those guys that, you look at 2026, 2027, 2028, and, there are a lot of people that say he might be the best of the bunch. So his ceiling is extremely high. His potential is limitless. As he gets stronger, I can't wait to see him get better and take the next step.
I agree. That is the number one thing for him to get stronger.
Yeah.
He could take the contact and he could be able to get past some of those guys he weren't able to get past who was just a little bit more physical and imposing.
Yeah.
But
Ooh, I want you to like say, maybe for guys listening, they think like, oh, like, okay, he says I need to go hit the weight room. Like, I need to look like Russell Westbrook. Like watch if you've watched New York basketball, especially in the city, especially last year. Look at a guy like Connor Spratly, you know, just under the radar, worked hard, got stronger, got thicker, and is just more confident with his strength. You know what I mean, Pooh? Could you kind of talk about what I'm saying with that? Like, not you don't got to look like a football, linebacker just to be effective in the weight room in basketball.
no, B, that was one of the main things that I talked about. With giving my warning to guys in New York City is that they got to step their games up, and I'm not just talking about skill wise. We talking about getting to the gym, and getting your bodies right. Because what I saw in the top 100 NBPA top 100 camp, man, all these guys was look like football players. They were young. They
Yeah,
were young. Their
I know.
necks, their arms, this whole physicality when they go to the basket.
Yeah,
And they were punishing guys. Take for instance a guy named these guys like Nazir Anderson, who's
yeah,
only a sophomore, who's built like a damn running fullback, and
yeah,
he's out there punishing guys.
yeah.
JJ Andrews, another guy. He showed why he can carry his team in the second half when everybody else is tired, and he's still going like a locomotive. You gotta get your body intact. And
Yeah.
when you play against the best of the best around the country, it shows.
Yeah, it's a big separator, right, Pooh? You can tell the guys who are physical, and listen, you may be a gifted player. You may have elite handles, like you may be a good athlete, but there are guys who are just physical freaks that play the sport, right,
That's
Pooh?
a fact. That's
And
a fact.
especially at the next level, there's a bunch of them on every team, you know. So you definitely got to take the weight room serious for sure.
For sure. Let's check out Baba real quick. But for sure, he's definitely. I know he's definitely in the weight room.
Yeah. And it just they remind you of Durant so much with that
It helps when you're 6'10". All these things help, right? So what he doesn't have on the physical side, he definitely have in skills and height.
and his wings.
That's just absolutely bonkers right there,
He's
right?
gonna make a lot of money in the NIL, man.
Man, a lot. It's just right off the rip, man, right off the rip. So that was he's somebody I definitely wanted to mention because he was on my radar, got my attention at the top 100 camp, and then when he moved up and we're playing 17U on the EYBL circuit,
Yeah.
was definitely making his presence felt the same way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. And I
yeah.
think his stock's only going to go up, and we'll be talking about him being a top 5 pick, maybe even number 1 in a couple years.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Now let's give another New York team some props. The New York Lightning, who defeated another New York team in the City Rocks, 70-62 in the EYBL versus the EYCL championship, which is like the NIT of the EYBL circuit, and
Yeah,
it's called the Nike Pit Championship. All
that
right.
was nice to see, huh, Pooh? That was nice to see the Lightning kind of bounce back with all that roster juggling and their injuries and everything, and it was nice to see the Lightning kind of really bounce back, and the City Rocks too, a nice little run. I mean, how good is Lucas Murillo, man? Holy smokes!
Man, again, another kid who played well during the NBPA Top 100 camp and is definitely stacking those offers and
Oh,
getting better and better every time he touched that basketball.
right? He's got to have almost 50 offers, man. I mean, every high major is checking in on this kid, and for good
That's
reason,
a fact.
you know. And he's. I thought maybe he was the kid that they would try and push up, but it looks like he's going to stay in 2026. And man, his value is just going to continue to rise. He's a stud, and we got to talk about your boy from the Lightning because he put on a little show. He definitely showed out.
Man, listen, after getting injured all spring and summer during the circuit,
Yep.
he finally put it together towards the end, Mr. Jada Swan. And even the announcers were mentioning that. Everybody was expecting him to reach that next plateau like the Josiah Jervis, right?
Yes.
Get those offers early and then jump into the stratosphere. But I think him with his injuries kind of kept him back. But he finished strong, man. And that last point of the game when he caught that dunk to kind of seal the deal,
Right.
I just thought it put him in a better space. And I think he's mentally in a better space. And this is what we talk about, making sure you're in the gym, making sure you're exercising, because it'll prevent some of those injuries. It won't stop them all, but it'll prevent a lot of those injuries and those knickknacks that you would go through playing during the circuit.
Yeah, it was definitely good to see him kind of flip the script and, get back in that positive momentum because he's had such a good year. Hopefully he can stay healthy because, he's a special type of prospect. I think I'm just hoping he stays in NYC because it'll be a movie every single game that he plays in next season. And I can't wait to see Jefferson for sure. So that was great to see from the Lightning. I'm so happy you brought that up, Pooh. So shout out all the Lightning, and that was a nice little victory for them.
Yeah, and Haji Diallo won MVP of that game. Big man, played big for them. It came through, so that was pretty good. That was pretty good for them.
Yeah, that kid's definitely another guy who should be getting some D1 looks because he's a special athlete. He's a freak. I mean, you're right. I'm glad we mentioned him too because he was dominant on the boards. He was all over the place, making plays. Definitely another interesting cat.
Yeah, for sure. And we just want to give some quick love to Team Takeover Girls. They, heading to the 17U championship in DMV. Team Takeover, the best team in the DMV, now the best in the country. And Autumn Fleury, I hope I'm saying that right, brought to the DMV to Chicago, and now the whole world knows her name. In 2025, Nike national champ is the first high school girls hooper to get a slam cover. And
that's pretty historic.
That's real big right there.
Yeah,
and her being the first.
Slam magazine. I like
yeah,
that.
you gotta show some love with her being the first, right?
Yeah.
Let me see. Yeah, there we go. Here we go. Here's this young lady right here.
Yes.
Adversity can really make or break people. I love adversity. I love the grind. I love, when you go back against the wall. I love that. My mindset was to win it all.
Oh.
Whatever it took, that's what I did. I learned that, anything is possible. We were in a lot of tough situations. It means the world to me. I know how much hard work I put into this. My whole entire life. Like, I love this sport to death. This didn't just happen today. This happened, 6, 7, 8 years ago. I'm just super proud of myself, honestly. My parents, I give a huge shout out to them. They're the real MVPs. I'm just, here making it happen. Just want to be remembered for all the things that I do on and off the court. Just want to be a great person, be a great teammate, and just know Autumn Fleur a winner.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Shout out her and her parents, man.
Man, she said the real MVP with her parents, man. Salute to the parents, right? Fleury, Autumn Fleury. Yes. And we'll be seeing her up in the Rucker, that where they hold a Slam magazine game every year for the boys and girls, man. So salute to them. Man, what can you say about Team Takeover? They're doing it both for the boys and girls side consistently.
I know. I was going to say, like, both sides are stacked. And you could just see how much it meant to those girls. Like, they were so happy to win, tears of joy. I mean, it's what this league's about, man. It means that much to these kids. They all want to be part of that legacy. They want to bite into those peaches and just it's really incredible what the league has created and how much of a standard it is because, like you said, programs like Team Takeover are just terrific and continue to send out great teams. And I mean, even their 15U team made it to the championship. I
That's
mean,
right. That's right.
for the boys' side. So it's just like you said, and we talked about it on an earlier episode. There are a few programs who look at it from top to bottom, right, Pooh, and value it from top to bottom and see value at every single level, not just the highest, not just the boys, even for the girls. And those programs that are looking like that and thinking proactively are really benefiting because it's great exposure and it's a good look. Team takeovers everywhere.
Listen, salute to them. Salute to them and everything they're doing and what they bring to the table.
Yeah.
All right. So now we're going to get into the 16U, and then we can get into our interview with our special guest, Mr. Peyton Kemp. But just going over their this man, I didn't realize, we talk about their circuit and all the teams that's involved, man. This is crazy. JL3, 10-1, PG Elite, 8-3, AZ Unity, 8-3, Team United, so forth. And we go down to PSA, PSA, they didn't fare too well in this bracket, but they did well in the 17Us, right? And then you scoot down to the next B division, which actually, number one, the Florida Rebels, who are in the championship against the Indy Heat. But then you have Team Why Not, Jet Academy, Kenny Smith, Team Mello. And it's so crazy because I saw a guy that was saying that, Team Mello is not a representative of the DMV. And I thought since they are in Maryland that, but that's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother story, right? We're not going to get into that. You got Team Durant, Vegas Elite, Georgia Stars, and so forth. And then in Division C, you got the champs, Indy Heat, 11-1. They were 19-1 overall throughout their spring and summer circuit league plays. You got Team CP3, Mean Streets, Mocon, City Rocks, Brad Bill Elite, and so on and so forth. So who ended up in the championship was the Indy Heat beating the Florida Rebels 68-53. All right. And they were led by what they had? Cam Mercer. They had Jahari Miller, 21 points.
Loaded, man. Loaded.
Right. And then you can't forget our guy, Peyton Kemp. Right. Now, him coming playing in the Midwest, it was only fair that he played with a Midwest team. Right. What can you talk about all the talent that was on that one team?
They were one of the most steady teams probably in all three divisions throughout the sessions, I thought. They were very consistent. You could tell that they have a game plan. They play with their strategy, their style. They want to, get up tempo, get their guys involved, and they were just filled with guys that really decided to say, as good as we all are, let's sacrifice for each other, and it's going to create the best basketball. They really got along. You could tell the way that they played. They played for each other, and it just like flowed on the court. Every guy knew their role, and they were just like a well-organized machine, man. They mowed down everybody, even when people weren't projecting them to be in the title game. They still got there, handled it, and they looked even better in the championship, Pooh. It's like this team just continued to get better, continued to ascend, and all these guys did their part. Peyton Kemp setting guys up, running the offense. I mean, Jahari Miller, the MVP, was just special on both ends. Like you said, Cam Mercer is a mega star. I mean, this team is just loaded, and they all do the right thing, man. It's just great to see.
Just watching Peyton Kemp on video and then in person, you get to see the caliber of point guard he is. He is a true point guard. And he's one of those guys that I think game translate to the next level. right? Because it's not like he just does one thing well. He does a lot of things exceptionally well, which is going to make him and such a star in the future. And I just think he's just scraping at the at the beginning of his talent right now, because his ceiling is just so high. And what do you think about Peyton, seeing him in person and then getting to sit down with him?
Yeah, I loved his pace. I love the way that he, plays under control. He really does a good job of getting by his defender. He makes the right play. Terrific form. Makes threes. Has a nice mid-range game. Knows all the angles. Just a very heady player. Knew when to get guys involved. Knew when to kind of take over the game. Could just tell could really thrive in multiple environments. I spoke with his mother at length. Just a lovely woman who really understands the picture of everything and the value. And she says we're all about grades, and we know there's going to be more than basketball. And he's an excellent student, and you can tell he's just got a great head on his shoulders. And he's one of those guys, like you said, he's definitely going to be a player at the next level. And he's got 2 more years, and I can't wait to see where this kid goes, because he's going to take off.
Yeah, we want to keep that up to the rim. Just make sure, B, you remind me so we can put it up for everybody, so we can kind of tell everybody where he's gonna go. Okay.
That's right. I got you.
All right, cool. So let's get into that sit down that you guys had. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, and this was so much fun all the way in Coney Island. Pooh brought me down for Bro Day, and man, it was excellent, man. It was so much fun, and just got to sit down with Peyton and talk a little bit about AAU and some other things, and he was just great.
All right, let's get into that real quick. Let me see. Don't want to. I think I have it here. Where are you, Peyton? Okay. Hold on. Hold up. Let's get this right.
We are live, baby.
That's right. We are live. You know how that go. All right, let's go. Okay. How come you not showing up? Just was showing up. Let me get this again. We going live with this.
Yeah, and while Pooh's looking for that, also to wrap up the 16U championship, the Florida Rebels also, and I know Pooh wanted to talk about as well. The Florida Rebels were another program, did some magical stuff, and their 16U team went on a real run, won a lot of tight games, and they had so many explosive athletes. Another program that got a bunch of offers. A lot of college coaches were at every single game for the Rebels for sure. So even though they came up short, it really wasn't a disappointing EYBL year for them. I thought they really impressed the Florida Rebels.
Oh, for sure. Let's see. I think we got it. I think we got it all straight right now. Here we go. There we go. See me? You see it, B?
Yep.
All right, cool. Yo, B, for some reason, people saying they can't hear it.
Oh yeah. Oh no. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but when I went on my YouTube page, because people were saying in the chat that they couldn't hear it.
Oh no.
So, but hey, listen, I don't know. Still no audio from the interview. I don't understand what happened there.
We'll have
Hold
to
on,
you guys.
hold on. I definitely don't understand what happened there. Because I was definitely hearing on you was hearing it on your end, right? Was you hearing it on your end?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand why I wasn't hearing it on my end. Wow, and everything was going so well too. Like I got it. I checked everything before we even,
Yeah.
which is
Sometimes
crazy.
I can't hear it when you play it, and I guess
No, even when I went to my page.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Even when I went to my page, for some reason, that when I went to my page on my phone, because I saw it in the chat, and I just thought, nah, because everything that we usually play on there is usually come on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand why that happened, but sorry for the technical difficulties, folks. Sorry for the technical difficulties. We was trying to get that last part on. Let me see. Can't hear. People saying in the chat. Peyton Kemp saying he couldn't hear either. He was listening. Yo, my bad, Peyton. We trying to get it straight right now. For everybody to hear. Definitely. You say you can hear you guys, but not on. Yeah, we're getting that straight right now. Wow. I wish I'd have caught that at least a minute in and not 6 minutes in. The whole interview is about 7 minutes. We're getting that straight right now. Wow, yo. Let me just tell you something, B. When people don't understand, we had ran into that situation where we couldn't get the mics on all three of us, and I had to make an executive decision to let you do it, and I just thought it was the right decision to make. And when I watched it back, I say to myself, great decision on the fly, to let my guy B take the helms on that interview, because look, things happen, like things is going on right now, and you got to make a decision to do what you have to do to get the best out of the show, right? And B, I just want to say, man, you did a hell of a job as always.
Thank you.
And you knocked it out the park, brother.
Well, listen, I had an easy guy to interview, man. Peyton was a freaking pro, and I can't wait for people to listen to that because he's a very easy kid to talk to, easy kid to root for, and I mean, we should have known when he's related to coach of the boys and girls program.
Oh man, Lovely, the family, right? The family. He look, the kid is already family. You have a lot of kids that when I was putting them on my page, people DM me and was like, "Yo, I remember playing with that guy. Him coming to Brooklyn and playing in the different gyms and situations."
He was playing with. It was great. It was great to see him kind of a little bit of a homecoming that we could kind of help him with. It was great. Yeah,
definitely. We're gonna try to.
How long you got to tell how long have you been at Bro Day? Because that
Well,
was
again, Bro Day started in 1995, right? It was something that they put together for the community because their friend and our friend, he was more close to everybody else out there. I was introduced to him by my brother,
so 30 years ago,
Steven Rodriguez, and they called him Bro. And the acronym of Bro is Brothers Reaching Out.
Yeah.
and he got murdered in an unfortunate circumstance, and they wanted to do something in honor of him and remember his name. And I remember playing in that first game, and actually Lance Stevenson Sr., Lance's father, was on my team. So just think about how far that goes back to that. So that was a great situation, and for them to do it all these years now,
Yeah, 30.
it's just a beautiful thing.
Yeah, and it was great, man. To see Coach Tiny Morton and Gary Irvin involved, and you helped get together some great rosters, and our team came out on top. So I was
That's
pretty.
right. That's right. finally, I was able to, you know, uh, G. Irv, did a great job, and definitely, my guy, the assistant coach from Stony Brook,
Yep.
was out there, and he did a good job with them as well, man. So, we was hoping to get that last part of that interview. Um, I'm waiting for it to kind of download so we can get it. I don't understand why we weren't able to get it playing. Like, I heard it on my end.
Yeah, I heard it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I heard it through your thing, but I don't know. It sounded pretty good to me.
Yeah. But no one could hear it on the opposite end. So let's see.
I know, and we got breaking news for our guy.
That's right. That's right. You think we should go into that and then
Yeah, let's do that. We could do that.
let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that right now. Yeah, so we got some breaking news. We want to say big congratulations to our guy Peyton Kemp, who's moving on. Let's talk about this program where he's entering B, and how good of a look this is for him.
I mean, this is just like kind of a perfect fit for him. When I was digging for some inside scoop, they released a couple schools that they were possibly considering, and Peyton was definitely thinking potentially of staying, but this is just a tremendous opportunity for him. It's funny, a lot of New Yorkers have and New Jersey kids have drifted out there to that program over the last couple of years and have gotten big time Division I offers. They're always in the mix. They're in a terrific league. He'll have a chance to help them right away. He instantly improves their backcourt. He becomes one of the best guards in the league, especially potential wise. And hopefully he can build on this, Pooh, because the high majors are starting to get interested. He just picked up a big offer to Florida State. I mean, this kid's definitely on the right trajectory. So this is a big move for him.
No doubt. We was hoping that we could get this interview. We'll drop it on YouTube. It'll be right after this. I'm gonna upload it right after this. The full interview by itself with Peyton Manning. So
Peyton Kemp.
Peyton Kemp. Excuse me. I'm flustered over here right now. Sorry about that, Peyton. I wanted this to go right, and we ran on the right time. The schedule was right for it to go at the end. And for people not being able to hear it, it's kind of crazy. So we're going to upload it, the full Peyton Kemp interview, right after this by itself on YouTube. So pay attention to that.
Yeah, no doubt. And like we said, to wrap up inside the EYBL, like we said, congratulations, Brad Beal, Elite 17, Indy Heat, 16U, and those Georgia Stars for the 15U. And we didn't talk about them much. But, man, A.J. Williams in that Georgia Stars group, the MVP, he had a heck of an interview and was saying, I might be the guy for the future of high school basketball. And, man, he was impressive.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see if this works right here. Let's see. Now, you know what? I'm not even going to force it. Let's just leave it as is. I'll upload it the whole interview right after this, and we're gonna wrap up inside the EYBL. We're gonna be back next year, whole better scene, and hopefully we get down to Peace Jam.
And we're gonna try to be there next year. We're gonna try and be there next year.
Yeah. I think we was kind of rushing the whole thing towards the mid of EYBL. I think if we started off at the beginning of the year and get our schedule straight, we'll be down there and be in person, be able to interview everyone.
Yeah, or at least get to a couple sessions. That would be ideal, to get more insight, more love, and hopefully we want to get some more coaches and more players on next season. But thanks to everyone who helped out with the show. Huge shout out to our guy Peyton Kemp who helped us with this. Five Films really did a great job at everything as he always does.
Yes, salute Five Films, always. And listen, there is audio, so stay tuned because I'm going to upload it right now. As soon as we finish,
you'll hear the roller coasters and the Nathan's hot dog line. I promise.
For sure. Matter of fact, I'm doing that right as we speak. I am uploading the Peyton Kemp interview straight to YouTube right now, so you guys can be able to watch it. And look, what can we say, man? Yo, B, I appreciate you as always. Thank you. And yo, I want to give you a big shout outs, brother. Your stroke on that golf course, man. Wow. That was awesome, man.
Thank you, my man. It's funny. It's a couple of years ago, I always wanted to start a golf channel, and me and a couple of the buddies are finally starting to get it going. So hopefully, some more golf content. I got to get Pooh on the links, man, and I want to get some golf outings for some of these programs and AAU programs, and maybe
we should do that. We should put that together. I know we talked about it with Munch. I think we should do it, man. Do like some fundraisers and things of that nature, and get these guys out
basketball
of their element. Yeah,
I
think that'll be dope. I think that'll be dope, B. I think that would be dope right there. And we should start off with PSA because Munch is a big golfer. He's getting out there right now, so we might as well do that.
Absolutely, man, and definitely we're going to spread the love. And Pooh, thanks for setting this up. This has been awesome. You've allowed me to see this league and a whole new light. And these kids are lucky to have you, and especially your access to being one of those top 100 guys is just awesome. So much insight you shared over the summer. So definitely big ups to Pooh, and keep spreading the love, man, because these kids need you, man.
Same to you, man. Keep doing what you're doing on that May Hoop side, because look, I think what we're doing right now is major for the whole, for the culture of basketball, period. Not just in New York, but basketball, period. And I think with the combination that we're bringing, to the table, I think we have a lot to offer and can help a lot of kids reach that next level.
And hey, Pooh, don't worry, man. Those open gyms and media days are right around the corner, my man.
That's right. Well, listen, as we're talking right now, I am definitely uploading it right now because I don't want to hear nothing for anybody. Yo, what's up? We couldn't get the Peyton Kemp interview. It's coming up right now. So y'all stay locked in. Keep showing us love. And hey, we out of here. Season finale inside the EYBL.
Season
Brought
1
to you by Basketball Heads. Yes, sir. Season one. This is only the beginning. All
That's
right. A fact.
Enjoy yourself, baby. See you soon.
Yep. Fact.
Finish your breakfast. Finish your breakfast. Finish your breakfast. Finish your breakfast. Finish your breakfast.
We are out. Peace.